Hi everyone, welcome to my capstone presentation where I'll tell you about everything I've done this last semester at Jacht Ad Agency, which has accumulated from everything I've learned during the last 4 years at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Before we get started though, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Laura Kramer. There's my logo. Go ahead and click it if you want to head to my portfolio and check out some of the work I've created. In about a week, I will be receiving 2 degrees through Facebook Live, a Bachelor's of Journalism and Advertising and Public Relations, and a Bachelor's of Arts in Graphic Design. I've spent my college career mainly in 3 places: Anderson Hall, Woods Art Building, and Alpha Phi. There, I had the opportunity to serve as the Vice President of Marketing for the 2019 calendar year, where I strengthened my leadership and teamworking skills. Additionally, I had the opportunity to work at Local Any Day, which is now Kona Systems, for 2 years. I started in the February of 2018 as a branding and design associate, and within 6 months was promoted to marketing team leader, which was a really awesome experience, and to tell you everything I learned would take the whole 10 minutes. Post-college, my plans have shifted a little bit due to the pandemic, but I plan on finding a job as a visual designer in the Carolinas or somewhere equally as warm. This last semester, I've had the opportunity to work with 3.5 clients at Jacht, the Decent Co., Omaha Public Schools, University of Nebraska Medical Center, and I also maintain and update Jacht's website. The first client I worked with right out of the gate was the Decent Co., a brand new company that sells high-end cutting boards. Matt Adams started his company recently with a mission to introduce the idea that the cutting board is something that can bring the family together and can be passed down through multiple generations. Last semester's team started the branding, and it was finished this semester by our team. The first portion we developed was the brand's color stories. I tackled this project head-on at the beginning of the semester, and it was a success. This was an exciting first project because I truly learned the ins and outs of client communication right out of the gate, which has helped me throughout the rest of the semester. Next step for our team was getting the word out about the Decent Co.'s products. We were asked to help with the creation and launch of the Decent Co.'s Indiegogo campaign. I worked with our copywriter, photographer, and videographer to bring together a visually enticing and informative campaign that would excite viewers and invite them to contribute. Additionally, we were to create a website through Shopify's platform with 2 versions. One that could be used for pre-campaign launch excitement, and the full version to serve as an e-commerce platform for his products. AdPR 283 strategy development was a driving force behind decisions throughout this project. It's imperative to know the brand's background before creating its foreground. With a new brand like the Decent Co., the strategy was considered with each decision. It was important to understand the brand's mission, tone, voice, and audience before creating the brand's color story. These ideas were then implemented throughout the creation of the Indiegogo and Shopify pages. As a double major in advertising and graphic design, having the ability to understand the why behind the what in decision making is crucial, but being able to dive in deeper and make decisions off of knowledge of the consumer journey, how they think, and where you want them to go gives the designer a huge advantage when creating. Overall, working with the Decent Co. was an awesome experience, and I learned a lot about teamworking and client communication. My second client this semester was Omaha Public Schools. OPS is celebrating their 160 years of education with a mural in the Teacher Administration Center, consisting of 5 different panels to represent the 4 40-year eras of the past and envision the 40 years in the future. Our team was tasked with promoting and educating our target audience about this mural through 2 main deliverables: a brochure and a website. The goal of the brochure was to serve as a guide through the mural at its location and cross the barrier between the visual and verbal communication. Throughout the brochure, you will see that there is a drawing of a part of the mural juxtaposed with copy to describe that point in history. This was particularly challenging as a designer due to the massive amount of content involved, as well as ensuring legible type to serve the target audience. The goal of the website was to do the same, but to serve as a general detailed history of OPS, including points that did not make it on the mural. This is the wireframe of the site, which consists of the landing page, 4 error pages, a future section, and a behind-the-scenes page. You'll also notice the extensive amount of imagery. JOMC 486 Mass Media Law introduced copyright laws and how to avoid those lawsuits. Although we were lucky to receive a large archive of photos from OPS, some points in their history did not have a photo in the archive to go along with it. This required some outside research in finding photos without copyright restrictions and taking extra steps of documentation on where you collected each photo from in order to cover all tracks and avoid any copyright lawsuits for the client. Overall, this was one of my favorite clients to work with, as my dad is an OPS teacher, and it was fun to interact with OPS's rich history and create pieces to show off all that they have done. My third client this semester was the University of Nebraska Medical Center. UNMC recently received an HRSA grant, and one part of that grant is going towards scholarships for veterans joining UNMC's nursing program. Our team's job was to promote this through a video, a landing page, and a logo specifically for veterans in UNMC's nursing program. As the web designer, I was tasked with designing the landing page for the client, and I worked with our copywriter to incorporate the content strategically into the project. The wireframe you see here has been sent to UNMC's web development team, and they are in the process of making version 1 live until version 2 will be completed next semester. The HTML and CSS content introduced in the web modules and the visual communications classes were helpful in approaching this project. I've had the opportunity to delve deeper in the world of coding through my Interaction Design 1 and 2 courses for my graphic design major that have helped me understand how a website works and how to design the user interface and experience for a web page like this. I truly believe understanding the structure of coding and how it's done on the back end and front end helps the designer and the developer for a smooth transition. Additionally, having a grasp on the language used in the web world is helpful in communicating with developers successfully. Overall, it was fun working with such a prominent client in the community, and I learned a lot about client communication as a web developer. Lastly, I maintained and updated Jacht's website as needed. One thing I set out to do at the beginning of the semester was fix some issues with the mobile responsive version, as well as update the page for current events. It was fun to work internally and let me put a different spin on things that I didn't get to do with external clients. As a designer, it's important to stay up to date on the trends in the design world. One I've seen a lot of this semester is patterns and textures. As you'll see, I've incorporated a few patterns in my projects, including these patterns I created for the Decent Co. and the patterns I used throughout OPS's brochure from their brand guide. They're a great way to add liveliness to a design and can be fun to get creative with. Additionally, you'll notice that I've incorporated some patterns and textures in the type throughout this presentation. I'm excited to see what new design trends will come up this year and throughout the rest of my career. Overall, Jacht has been one of my favorite experiences in college. I've learned a lot as a young professional, and I can't wait to take it all into the real world. Although there have been some challenges, like working in a pandemic, the successes have outweighed them 10 to none. I've met new people, learned new skills, and aced my very first client presentation. I hope you've enjoyed checking out all I've done at Jacht. Feel free to click on this logo again if you want to head to my portfolio or contact me with your thoughts on my work. Thank you for watching my capstone presentation. See you soon!